This is okay. Coon free zone. That's what this is. All right. Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. So I was on Facebook and a friend of mine posted this photograph of Adele. She's a singer from the UK and, she has a lot of hits and everything. And she posted this photograph and it raises questions about cultural appropriation. So I'm going to do this quick video, and I'm really interested in hearing from y'all. Like, what do y'all think about this? I posted this on my YouTube channel as just a post, not a video, and I got some interesting comments. And I decided, why not just do a video about this? Peace. Thanks for tuning in. Elena B, I appreciate it. So I'm going to show this photograph, and I'm really interested in hearing from y'all. Like, what do y'all think about this? So here's the photograph of Adele, and apparently she was celebrating some kind of Caribbean festival in the UK. I think this is recently done, as TMZ pointed out, because you can see somebody in the background. They have a face mask on. So this had to have been, it's probably during times now, like because of the coronavirus, you see somebody with a face mask on. So this isn't some old photo. And the reason why this has stirred controversy is because here you have a white woman who has an African hairstyle. She has Bantu knots in her hair. And she also has on a bra or a top that has the Jamaican flag on it. And we know that Jamaica is a predominantly black country. So people are accusing her of cultural appropriation. And she has this festive type outfit on, with the feathers in the back. It's like one of those carnival type of outfits. So I'm really interested in hearing from y'all. What do y'all think about it? Do you think that this is cultural appropriation, or do you think this is an example of cultural appreciation? Because some people have said that she grew up in this diverse environment where there are a lot of immigrants from the Caribbean, and she went to these festivals and she appreciated the culture, and that's the reason why she has on this top and these Bantu knots and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second. And I just want to see if people have anything to say. And then I'm going to get into sharing my thoughts about this real quick. Elena B said she looked like a hot mess. Yeah, shout out to Def Rocker. So Covina Man said the UK has a lot of Jamaican immigrants. I think she was positively participating. Yeah, they do have a lot of Jamaican immigrants. They have, a lot of black immigrants from many places throughout the diaspora, especially from the Caribbean. Jamaica used to be a British colony. So you have a lot of immigrants from Jamaica in the UK and stuff. So a lot of people are saying, well, this is just cultural celebration and appreciation. And, and I could get that, as many people have said, if she just had the Jamaica outfit on, like with just the Jamaican top on. But when she had the Bantu knots, I mean, that seems like an example of somebody appropriating African culture. We know that that's an African hairstyle. It's a hairstyle that's associated with African American women in particular. And you have this white woman basically using that particular hairstyle. And that's not much different, as was reported on, I think TMZ talked about this as well. And I'm not going to look up the pictures, but you have the, those Kardashians, they put their hair in black hairstyles and stuff like that, where they have cornrows and all that kind of stuff to make themselves look black, have even gone as far as to have cosmetic surgery to make their lips look fuller and all that kind of stuff. It is appropriation. I think that aspect of it is a form of appropriation. You're using black hairstyles. And the thing is, like, as was pointed out in a news broadcast that I saw, I think it was on, I think it was CBS or ABC. It's one of those, ABC or CBS or whatever. And they were talking about how the thing is with these black hairstyles, like a white woman who wears that hair, African hairstyle or a black American hairstyle, all of a sudden he get all this praise. Society heaps all this praise on them for wearing a black hairstyle. But when black women wear these particular hairstyles, they're subjected to discrimination in the workplace. They're, called ghetto and all that kind of stuff. But these white women receive all this kind of praise and stuff like that. And I do see it as another form of cultural appropriation. It's no different from, somebody stealing the music of black artists, for instance, and getting rich off of it, while the original black artists that created the art form, don't prosper off of it. Just like with the example of Elvis. So again, it's like you have a situation where these people are taking black things and getting all this praise and attention around them. But, black people aren't appreciated for our blackness and for who we are. So yeah, I do see it as a form of cultural appropriation. And that's not to say that she has some bad intent or whatever. It just is what it is. And that's what it looks like, especially when you combine that to the Jamaican stuff. And it almost looks like a costume, like blackness should not be a costume. You know what I'm saying? Being black should not be like it seems almost like on the verge of being a costume of blackness. I won't go so far as to say it's blackface or anything like that, but it is an example of somebody using our culture. So let me see what other people are saying. And I hear this point a lot about black women in America using Western hairstyles, and they try to use that as a counter argument to say, well, hey, how can black women complain when they are appropriating white culture and stuff? Black women have straightened hair, black women wear Western clothes and all that kind of stuff. And so I want to talk about that for a second. Number one, like I would say the distinction is black people are in a situation where there's pressure to assimilate. There's pressure for black people to take on these Western values or Western appearance in order to fit into the corporate world, in order to get success and to have access to certain opportunities. And people have been programmed to think that Western standards are better than African standards. So in one case, you have a situation where you have a group of people that are essentially pressured to conform to a dominant culture. And also you have a situation of psychological bondage, the chains of psychological slavery, as Naeem Akbar pointed out, where black people have been programmed to think that straight hair is better than kinky African hair or quote unquote nappy hair and stuff like that. They've been taught to view these things that way. And that is the reason why they are trying to, assimilate and change who they are to fit into this society. That's why you have these black celebrities, for instance, bleaching their skin so that they can get lighter and lighter. It's not a situation where they're exploiting this white culture voluntarily to get attention or whatever. It's about, black people being programmed, first of all, to think that that's how they can fit into society and be accepted. And also them being programmed to think that that's better than their natural selves. So I see it as a different situation. I don't think that either situation is good. Like, obviously, I think that we need to, in the words of Marcus Garvey and Bob Marley, we need to emancipate ourselves from mental slavery, man, and embrace who we are naturally, embrace our natural hair and our natural culture, and stop trying to be like these people. that are holding us down and oppressing us in many ways. Yeah, so somebody else asked that question about, the straight hair being cultural appropriation. No, it's not appropriation. It's an example of oppression. Black people being taught that they only have value to the extent that they resemble whiteness, to the extent that they mimic and parrot the culture of the dominant society. So those are my thoughts. I'm really interested in hearing from y'all. What do y'all think about this? So Bonafide 1970 said, um, I believe Adele is just trying to stay relevant. Who's mentioned anything about Adele over the past decade? She knew that this would trigger people and get people talking about her and her music. Yeah, I mean, that may be part of it. It may be a deliberate attempt to get attention and stuff like that, to become relevant and to have people talking about her again. That may be the case. And apparently it has worked because people are talking about her right now. So yeah, that may be a valid point. Um, Yeah, so I want to thank y'all for tuning in. I truly appreciate it. For everybody that's watching this on the playback, I'm really interested in hearing from you. Do you think this is cultural appropriation or cultural appreciation? Why or why not? Let me hear your thoughts. Please rate, comment, subscribe, like the video, share the video, hit that notification bell so that you'll know when I post new content on here. Peace and blessings, everyone. Have a great evening.